strong, no matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody does, nothing is going to happen. But if I'm weak, then every little word, every thing that somebody says is going to affect me.
Babaji, I have a question on behalf of somebody. So somebody told me yesterday to ask you that in their household, their children want to use vegan salt, but they rather use normal salt. So how far, the question I think is how far...
What is the difference? I don't know what is vegan salt.
So I think to preserve salt, something is used that is probably an animal, has some animal content or something, where she would just rather use the normal salt. So she said, how far should we go with this?
See, the truth is that every action of ours, every thought of ours creates karma. But if I am going to start nitpicking in everything, I'm never going to be able to get down to my meditation. But if I do my meditation, I focus on my meditation, that meditation will give me the strength to be able to sustain myself. That is why only certain general guidelines are given to you. But if we keep on going into these little sort of aspects of life and become so particular on everything, you will never be able to. In a manner, it is right. I mean, if you see the Vedic lifestyle, they've divided everything into tamasic, rajasic.
Yeah.
So it's like chilies. Chilies tend to disturb the mind. Chilies create heat in the system. So in a manner that is not good, that on one side you want to sort of control your mind and the other side you are eating something that is activating the mind. So if we are going to come to nitpicking, then we probably should be sitting in a house, not doing anything, not going out, not wearing any leather, not wearing any clothes or anything.
So it's a personal decision.
So it's a personal decision as to how much burden you can take. Everybody's strength is different. So I would rather that we first create that capacity before you try and go to such extremes. So first, control the mind, create that capacity before you try and put all this into practice.
Thank you for also introducing us to Yunus Emery through lockdown. It was a great help spiritually to see the Sheikh with his disciple Babaji.
Beta, all these people, I don't think so spirituality is restricted to one country. So every country has their own religious tradition. Probably before the onset of television and all these YouTube and these plays, we were not aware of that. But in the Sufi tradition, so there is so much value in all this, which is now coming in the form of these plays or these movies. And in Turkey, especially, they had this tradition. Good old days, it was not the ruler who looked after the administration. It was the local sheikh, so who kept a balance between the spiritual aspect, right and wrong, and the materialistic was left to the others. So the courts were held by the sheikhs. You never had any judicial system as such. The sheikhs decided, so that they kept the spiritual traditions in mind and what is right and wrong before passing judgment. But I think if you've seen this play with attention, one of the things that comes out, there's nothing right and there's nothing wrong. Again, it's a perspective. One man's food can be another man's poison. So looking at it from one point of view, it seems wrong. Looking at it from the other point of view, it seems right.
And give us the wisdom and strength to go through what we're going through as a family at the moment, Babaji. Thank you.
Hazur, I want to to merge with God, so I'm meditating. The one who is
You can never do it. The moment you said, I want to merge with God, finished. Because there is no difference. It's not that God is separate and you are separate and the two have to come together. You see, the moment you think of it like that, end of subject. No possibility. Say, I have to realize. You know, in Bani we read, Atam mein Ram, Ram mein Atam, Chinas Gur Vichara. Yani ki in the soul is the Lord, and the Lord is in the soul, but few have been able to realize it. So what we are seeking is a realization. Not that they are distinct. This word Paramatma, Param Atma, the first soul. So it's like the ray of light. You think the ray of light has any identity separate from the sun? Can it exist without the sun?
No.
It's just a projection of the sun. Sun can exist without the ray of light. The ray of light can't exist without the sun. So all that we are seeking is a realization that there is no distinction, there is no difference. But the moment I say, I have to do this, I have to reach this, all our life we've made goals and we are trying to achieve those goals. I don't have to go anywhere. I just have to feel the present. I have to feel His presence within me. He's there.
Baba, if you dissolve yourself while you're meditating, is that the correct way to achieve this?
But dissolving again means two distinct things.
True.
Maharaji always in Satsang gave the example of the drop of water and the ocean. So, the drop of water is part of the ocean.
Yeah.
It's only like, it's like, Jiu jal tarang uthe pahupati phir salale sang samayenda. With the wind, the wave comes out of the ocean. And for some time we think of it as a wave and the ocean as separated. But can the wave exist without the ocean?
No.
It's part and parcel of the ocean, na?
Yeah.
That's how you have to think of it. If you think of separation, if you think of, a goal, He's there, I am here, then you are making the journey difficult. But if I think I am there, I just need to be aware of it.
That's what I'm trying to do, Babaji, right?
That's what our meditative process is. That's why we call meditation taking your attention through the eye of the needle. Just what we need is that in Bible, Christ says, be still and know that I am God. So it's awareness. That stillness will take you through the eye of the needle.
Rajswami Babaji, do masters sometimes take on their disciples' karmas?
No,
Doesn't
He
love
can.
doesn't love make the masters automatically do that?
Why would the law want to change his own law? He's created the law of creation. He wants to break his own law.
Wouldn't a father for a child do anything?
That's what I said. He can, but